Well, greetings, all my humble boys, girls, and of course, gifted animals. How are you today? This is, of course, your loving, spiciest, humblest of uncles. You see, here's the problem with this already. I can already tell. We're trying to design a new set here, obviously, at the Spice Karl Networks, but it looks like I'm viewing over here when in actuality you're over here. And it's just kind of one of those things that we've got our camera set on an angle and we can't really do anything about it. But the show must go on, obviously. And you can't see my purple pants. Very, very official. Well, now you can. Anyway, what are we doing today? Well, we're doing something called Marco's Pizza. I've seen it around town, multiple towns, that is. One of them being Charlotte, North Carolina. Another one being Madison, Wisconsin. I've seen a couple in, South Georgia, some in Alabama. Either way, but your uncle really hasn't delved. I'm trying to find a word here, but I can't really find one. I haven't really gone into it, I guess. And so I ordered it's got some weird name. Magnifico pepperoni something. Anyway, we got a small. That's what it looks like. Apparently, it's got two types of pepperoni on it. It's got like their classic zesty style, and then an old world, old cut style, or some variation thereof. Now, one thing I will tell you about all this is that we attempted to find a deal online, as we always do. My boys and girls do scout the interwebs for coupon deals, and we didn't find one until we were done. And this pizza costs $10.99. It's a small. It's obviously not that big. A large now is $10.99 with coupon, so I could have gotten 2-3 times the pizza for the same price. Fancy that. Not a big fan of those marketing tactics, but it is what it is, I suppose. Let's just go ahead and try it. Don't have any bourbon. It's still packed up somewhere. This is a terrible angle, I'm sorry. I'll yell at my boys later. They're union folk, so you know how they can be at times. Still boxes in the background. What kind of thing are we running here? You're probably asking yourself. Well, let's talk about this pizza. First and foremost, I will say that the pepperoni is quite good. There's two types of it, as I mentioned. There's this one that's small, which for the most part tastes like bacon. It's more of a pig flavor, if you will. More savory, not really that zesty, but it is good. And then you have the classic kind of pepperoni, bigger. Which, tastes like pepperoni. It's got a little bit of a zest to it. And, what's on this pizza, it seems and appears that there's some Parmesan cheese. So that's a nice flavor to it, as well as some cheese that is more so than your standard fare mozzarella. I mean, I believe it's some cheddar on there, possibly another one, but I can definitely taste that cheddar on there. So it's a little bit more than maybe what you expect on a regular pizza. Now let's get to the sauce. The sauce itself much more traditional, I guess is the best way for me to word it. Um, Much more of a heavy tomato taste opposed to tomato paste. And by that I mean it's a little bit more watery. If you like that kind of thing, then great. But it's definitely more authentic in that if you've ever gone to like kind of a classic pizzeria, you know, it's more tomato-y and actual tomatoes instead of tomato paste, which is kind of pureed tomatoes and kind of more of a spread. This is more tomatoes pulverized with some sauce kind of consistency. So anyway, you know, I don't really fall on any way of the spectrum of whether I prefer that or, you know, kind of a tomato paste. But this is a little bit more traditional, I guess, is the best way for it. But together with this style of pizza, it works well, I think, with the more cheese. It doesn't have a pronounced flavor like some sauces do. And a lot of pizzas, you have the sauce as the center stage of the flavor of the pizza. This kind of highlights more so as the toppings and the cheeses. The sauce is kind of an afterthought, which is fine. It's just a different way of doing things. Now we're talking about, of course, a pizza chain that is not as big as maybe obviously the big three of Domino's, Papa John's, and Pizza Hut, but you know, this is just a little bit different in the kind of philosophy of what their pizza wants to be. So the sauce is a little bit more watery, a little bit more authentic, a little bit more tomatoey, not as vibrant. The toppings are better. I like this kind of two pepperoni style. And we'll get down to the crust. The crust is great. Really solid crust. Bready, yet soft. Kind of ties it all together. A little bit thicker. So I like it. I mean, I think that it's a great pizza. It's not something that you'd expect from a chain, if you will. But when looking this up, it's actually surprising to me that there's, you know, hundreds and hundreds of these locations. So I thought, you know, why not give it to the people and have them decide. So this is kind of what it looks like, and you know, if you can find a deal on it, it's not too bad. I mean, this is a large, it's the same price as this. That's the only thing that gets me a little bit hot under the collar, proverbially. So having said all that, it's a good pizza. It's good pepperoni, two types, great cheese. Sauce is pretty good, just different. A little bit more tomatoey. There's some kind of flavor there that I'm kind of missing and just not describing well, but there is something in addition to that. It's just savory almost, but I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, maybe on a good night's rest I can describe it a little bit better. Regardless, it's good pizza. This is too expensive, but if I had found, not me, but my production crew, who failed me once again, they could have informed me of deals that are available, and maybe we wouldn't be talking about the price right now. So I'll blame that on them, and you know, we'll talk to their union bosses to see what we can do to rectify the situation. Having said all that, I believe this deserves a solid and respectable, given all the facets that I talked about, a 7.782. Yep. Anyway, this is a terrible set. Hopefully, we'll be kind of doing something different next time. But you know, the show must go on, and this is kind of what they came up with right now. Probably not next time. Anyway, God bless. Hope to see you again. Another 10-minute review. I know y'all love that. So God bless. Hope to see you again. And as always, you take care.